Well, welcome out there once again to my program. Always a pleasure to be here, and always a pleasure to have you out there in the audience. I have my tip of the week, and it's an interesting one, so listen intently. This is what they call a general rule, is that in the absence of fraud, this is in regards to a contract. So if you're presented with a contract, or if you're presented with some documents that you need to sign, be careful. The caution is always read them thoroughly. If you don't understand, ask the person who's presenting you with the document to go over it with you. And of course, if you're not satisfied after that, the other option is to seek advice of an attorney. So. But this is basically applies to anything you have to sign. And I'm going to read this quote. The general rule is that in the absence of fraud, one who signs a written agreement is bound by its terms, whether he reads and understands it or not. So if you're going to sign something, you don't read it and you don't understand it, but you sign it, you're going to live with that document and what you signed. And there's a case, if you want to read the case, it's called Gifford v. Gifford, and it's a Massachusetts case at 380 Mass 187, and it's a 1953 case. So this is it was interesting to me also. And I'm sure it was to be interesting to you. If you sign something, be careful. And don't say later, well, I didn't understand it, or no one explained it to me. That's not going to work. All right, I have a guest, and he is the Fall River Flags and Graves officer. And we're going to find out what he exactly does. And you'll find out, I'm sure you're going to be very happy to learn what the city of Fall River does for veterans, what it does for others, and the monuments that we have. So welcome to the program, Victor Farias.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Nice to have you.
Nice to have you. Nice to be here. My position in the city of Fall River is the Fall River Flags and Graves officer. I go around and I make sure that all monuments around the city of Fall River are not defaced, all the graffitied, and to make sure that everything.
Let me ask you, now, if you find graffiti, does the city remove it, or do you have maybe an outside agency or a contract?
What I usually do is I'll notify Ray's office, and Ray will notify sometimes the Sheriff's Department will come down with their graffiti.
All right, they have that graffiti removal equipment.
They'll remove all the graffiti from the gravestones. If the headstone is knocked down on the cemetery of a veteran, I'll notify the groundskeeper, and they'll set it up so it's set up straight. I also go around replace all the old flags that are. Yeah.
Now, how many? Oh, oops.
Sorry.
What happened was it?
The seat went down.
The seat dropped.
The seat dropped. That's okay.
Now, do you do that twice a year, placing flags, Memorial Day and Veterans Day?
We only do Memorial Day weekend.
All right.
Is the biggest weekend that we do. Usually I start the week, 2 weeks before Memorial Day myself. I'll go around some of the cemeteries, and I'll take whatever I find, the flags that are no good, and I start replacing them all. Families will go around check and see if they have medallions on the back of the stones, because some stones don't have a flag or a marker. So what we do is they'll contact the Ray's office. Ray will contact me, and we'll put a medallion. I should have brought one in, I didn't. It's a medallion. It's like a V on it. It says veterans on it.
Okay.
And that medallion, it sticks to the back of the headstone.
It's like a glue or some sort of.
Like a glue.
And it just sticks there. So
sticks there.
when you go around, you see the V, you know that...
You know there's a veteran that's laying in that grave there.
Yeah.
I also have volunteers that come out with me that do it.
Now, where do you get the volunteers?
I have a page on, it's Fall River Graves Officer. It's on Facebook. I started it with Frank Andre from the Young Marines.
Oh, yeah.
Sergeant Andre and I.
Now, do they still train at the battleship?
Yes, they do. They do.
I had them on my program
Oh, they
one
do?
time.
They're
Years
very,
ago.
very nice kids. They do a lot for the city of Fall River. Actually, they won the state championship. The Young
Now,
Marines.
if someone out there would like to be a volunteer, help you place flags on gravestones, how do they get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me. My cell phone number is, if you want to give it out.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's,
Sure.
774-451-1190. They can email me at thepats36@aol.com. They can get a hold of Ray's office.
Okay,
City
that's the
Hall.
veterans agent. So through the
Veterans agent,
veterans agent, you'll be contacted,
Right.
and they can let you know they want to
Right.
be a volunteer
Yes.
and help you distribute the flags.
Right, but I also have the page that I will, I should have brought all that, but there's a page on Facebook, and I'll put it up for anybody can go see it. And it tells you what dates that we start doing the cleaning up on the grave sites and all that. Usually, again, the Friday or the Saturday before Memorial Day weekend, I go to Oak Grove, and we have a group of volunteers that go, and we'll walk up and down the whole cemetery. We'll take all the old flags out, and we'll put all the new flags in. But of course, there's a lot of things that happen that whole weekend there. It's like, it's...
Yeah, that's
We start Friday with the raising of the flags on the civilian monument there, that right in the entrance of Oak Grove Cemetery. That's a big fundraiser there. Then we do Memorial Day weekend. We have Snake Hill. That's a big.
Now, where is Snake Hill?
Snake Hill is right at the North Park. As you're going up.
North Park.
Mhm. If you're going up the 7 hills, you have that one in between the two baseball fields. You'll see you going as you go into one way. If you look up to your right, you'll see the flag right up there.
Okay,
So it's
yeah.
looks like a Snake Hill.
Yeah.
So
All
then
right.
from there we usually shoot down to Miller Monument.
Miller Monument, that's
That's
I
a
wanna
big one down on
remind the audience, Miller Monument,
Is
that'll be Memorial Day at 11:30. That's in the south end at the intersection of Shove and South Main Street. And we will have a nice ceremony there on behalf of Miller. And I just want to give them a little background of Miller.
sure.
Miller, Corporal David Miller, served in the United States Army in the Philippines. He was captured by the Japanese and put on the Bataan Death March. He survived that march, where 4,000 to 5,000 Americans and Filipinos did not. Many of them were murdered, and I mean murdered, bayoneted, shot, decapitated, and just died of exhaustion. He reached the prisoner of war camp, and that's where he died. Never was his body was never returned to the United States. And that monument, Miller Monument, based on a resolution by the Fall River City Council, was set aside as a remembrance of all the World War II veterans that served from the south end of Fall River.
Right.
And they put Miller's name on the monument. So
Exactly.
I always emphasize
Yes,
that
you do.
one.
And,
Because I'll be there.
It's a wonderful ceremony that we always love to go there and see it. You put on a beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, it brings tears to your eyes when you actually stand there and you listen to how it happened and how we
Yeah.
got how that place became a solemn spot in the
Well,
south end.
my understanding also is a priest from St. Patrick's Church actually went there and blessed the site. So we consider it as consecrated ground, symbolic resting place of Corporal David Miller.
Right, right.
So you get to go to the various military monuments?
Yes, I do. I try to make all of them that same day. Again, like I said, my biggest thing is the 2 weeks before Memorial Day, where I get everybody involved.
Now, who were some of your volunteers?
Well, I've had, like I said, I've had young Marine. I've had people from Rhode Island contact me, civilians, private people that just want to come out and never done
any
it.
politicians? Show up?
I've had the mayor come out, state representative Alan Silver's been there. I've had Carol Fiola, Rep Schmidt, all the reps have been there. I've had our local politicians, Linda Pereira has been there. I also have had Richie Capaceris a couple of times.
So they help you
They help
put
me
the,
help put the flags
plant the flags in the ground?
in the ground. Yes, I also have the fire department. God bless them. They come out. They come out in a bunch. Fall River Police Department.
Oh,
They
well.
come out there
And that's done on a Friday or a Saturday?
That's usually on a Saturday. That's on a
Okay.
Saturday. When they have the time, they come. I usually get from 9 in the morning till about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and get a big crowd, and we hit everybody. I also have the local carpenters union.
Do you split the people up? In
I
other words,
do.
Say you get so many over here.
I
so
do.
many-
I do because Notre Dame and St. Pat Cemetery, they can only be done on a one weekend. Where Oak Grove, you can do a whole week. I guess because being a Catholic cemetery, they don't want everybody, all over the place. So I'll do like the 20.
Plus they have burials there too.
Right. So we try to work around that.
Yeah.
So, but mainly the Catholic cemeteries, we do that one week, and we get a big group. We'll go there on a Saturday, and because they only allow us certain times. So Notre Dame, we can go Friday after 1 o'clock, Saturday all day, and then Sunday until 12 o'clock if you want.
Also, you serve on the Fall River Park Board.
Yes, sir.
So, does anything happen in the parks during that period of time? I know there's some monuments in the parks.
Yeah, what I'll do is that day there, I go around and I put wreaths on all the monuments that need to be
Okay.
put up. I do that myself. Well, me, my wife, a few other friends, we'll go down and we'll set them all up.
And that city pays for the wreaths, is that it?
It comes out of the
Park?
out of the veterans. Anything that I do comes out of the Veterans Association. So Ray organizes, orders the flower.
Okay.
Well, Ray's office does the
Yeah.
flowers, the wreaths, the flags. We have like 11,000 flags this year.
11,000.
There's a lot
Quite a
of
few
flags.
boxes, I imagine.
But there's a lot of soldiers in that they're interned in all our graves that we really don't know how many are there.
Yeah.
And every one of them deserve a flag. So it's like, if we could put 2 on each grave, we would.
Yeah.
But and I'd like to do it all year long, but we can't. So we can only do it Memorial Day weekend, which is the biggest one. And I would love to keep them up until
Now, the flag remains there until it deteriorates?
deteriorates or
And then the cemetery workers will remove it, is that?
yes, the
Pretty much it.
groundskeepers will take it out. Some of them asked me, can we take them off? And I say, yeah, if you see that it's falling apart, just take it off. And what I usually do is I'll leave a box at the office, and if they can, they can replace the flag. If they can't replace the flag, they can contact Ray's office or get a hold of me, and I'll replace the flag.
Oh, so you try to maintain a flag there year-round?
We try to, yes.
That's an
Except in the wintertime, it's
Difficult,
hard.
yeah.
It's hard to do. Like right now, I went through Oak Grove Cemetery, and I know I've seen them. They need to be replaced, but we still have wind. We still have rain coming up.
Yeah.
So it really
And Memorial Day is coming soon, so
Right.
it probably
it will look a lot
makes
nicer.
sense.
Once
Yeah.
you get all the flags up there, it's like a river of red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I'm sure you've seen, if you go to the St. Pat Cemetery, they got the section down the end where a lot of the young Marines and the fire department, they take one section. Certain people take a certain section, and they've been doing that since I've been flagging graves office, so they'll take that
How long
section.
have you been in that position?
I've been in this for almost going on 10 years now.
All right.
So,
Okay.
So,
And is that part of being on a park board?
no, this is
it separate?
This is separate. This comes out of,
Okay.
again, comes out of Ray's office.
Now, the park board had somewhat of a controversy in regards to things being placed.
Yeah, that's before my time. I just came in there, so
That was yeah, kind
yeah,
of
it's, right now we're trying to
Now,
go along.
yeah. Now, I had a gentleman on, Len Travas.
Many Tavares, yes.
He was here, and he talked about the Korean War monument.
That's being built on at.
Is it being built as we?
It's not ready yet. It will be. It's been approved. Well, because I'm on a wall council too, so it's been approved. We're going to break ground sometime in June.
All right.
I think that's what the commander said. But it's a beautiful monument.
Now, is that going down at Bicentennial?
It is going down with the Bicentennial Park. It's going in between where, oh my God.
Iwo Jima Monument?
No. Gold Star Families, and behind it, which eventually will be the Vietnam Wall.
Okay.
Once it comes, which would be a great.
Now,
great thing.
what about the memorial sites to individual servicemen? Now, do you place flags? And why I mention that, I'll bring up one that is on Plymouth Avenue near A1
A1 Pizza.
I think it was Private Roderick's.
Yes,
He served in World War I, and he's got that monument in the island. Does the
Right.
flags get placed there?
yes, every
Yeah.
monument. I go around, like I said. What I'll be doing that in a couple of weeks. All those monuments that you see on the aisles, like the one up on Eastern Avenue, I'll take all those flags out of there and I'll put all new flags in all of them.
Okay, yeah.
So every one of them has a flag. There's also the one behind Notre Dame, the old Notre Dame church. There's a monument there for the French
Oh, yeah.
French servicemen. Next to St. Anthony's Church, there's another one on the Eastern Avenue. But all those, that's the monuments that I will be going around, taking up all the old flags and putting new flags in. I try to put them up high if I can. This way it's not touching the ground, but you can only.
What about, I notice sometimes you see ethnic flags of different countries, you know. Is that allowed?
As long as the flag is not over ours,
Oh, yeah.
or on, they have to put it on the right side.
Yeah.
Like the Polish flag, they usually have down on Lafayette Park. They put an American flag and a small flag of the Polish flag there, which it's allowed. You know, I'm not. I don't disagree with that at all.
So you'll get those things done in the next, this is
Actually,
it's the end of April, so it's coming fast.
Next week is where I'll try to get all of my volunteers.
What about the day of the parade? Because there's always a parade. It's going to start off, I believe, at 1 o'clock
Yes,
down at
Kennedy Park.
Kennedy Park. I was going to refer to it as South Park.
That's okay.
Kennedy Park, and they have that monument there, a ceremony. Now, you decorate that also
The
with
Vietnam,
flags?
you're right. That'll be all decorated. Where you have the Vietnam, the World War II, and the Korean War monument inside. That's where we have. That's a 12 o'clock ceremony there, where we sound off taps. The 207th is the one that does the, flags on that. But I do set it all up. You know, we have the ceremony there, where all the flags come together from all the.
Now, I noticed too sometimes that at the parade, there will be people actually passing out flags. Is that part of what you do, or is it veterans organizations that
It's usually
bring?
the veterans organizations, all the groups, they get together and they'll pass it out. Commander Lane Tavares and Vice Robert Viner, we get all together, and before we have one more parade committee meeting coming up, and then that's what finalize everything, to get everything going for it.
Yeah, because the last parade I was in, I usually go to the both of them, you know, there's
Mm-hmm.
2 a year. I was handed a whole bunch of flags, and
Right.
as we marched down, we gave, you know, a flag to
To me,
a kid.
it's, someone said that the one time they used to give them out, and then apparently they stopped doing it, and
Yeah.
I think,
I noticed that, well, years ago, there would be people with bunches of flags,
Right.
and they go along the parade route and hand them out, so maybe that's not done anymore.
no, it's not as much as it used to be. When I remember being a kid and I used to get a flag when I was a kid, you know,
Yeah.
watching the parade and all that. And but I think it might have just got out of hand, because I think that a lot of people were trying to sell it, make money on it, and I don't think that's the right.
Oh, no,
So,
that,
I mean, if we want, it is nice giving them all out. This way the kids can have something to, you know,
Yeah.
memorize it, and that, oh wow, that was a parade. And that's a big thing with me. And when I became the flag officer, when my first time I went to Oak Grove Cemetery, I had about 30, well, maybe about 50 volunteers with me, and the gentleman that was running the cemetery come up to me and he says, "What are you doing here with all these people?" I says, "Well, I came down here so I can replace all the flags." He says, "Well, I've been here for 20 years and I don't remember ever seeing a
That
group
many,
like this." And I said, "Well, I appreciate you
Yeah.
thanking me for that." And after that's where it started, because you see the young Marine, old folk, I mean, people my age, you know, old people, young kids, the young Marines, and I keep bringing them up, but they'll stand in front of a gravestone, replace the old flag with a new flag and salute it. That's a lot. I mean, to me, it means
Yeah.
a lot to it,
Yeah.
because it's
It's a
respect. You
little-
know, they do respect.
Yeah.
But there is a lot that has to be done, and there should be a lot more that has to be done. And you know, the veterans have done so much, you know, for this country and for us, that, you know, sometimes I feel that they are left. You know,
Well, there's
left
been
behind.
controversy for years and years, and you know
Exactly.
as well as I do in regards to the VA system and whether
Right.
veterans are getting adequate medical service and attention. Matter of fact, I guess it was the last, not the one that serves now, the head of the VA, he was let go.
Right. Well, which it's about time that somebody actually
I mean,
realized that.
there was just a lot of inefficiencies. You know, people working in the VA system just dogging it,
Right.
not
right,
doing
right.
much of anything.
No, they weren't.
And veterans waiting for service, and some suffering, you know, additional problems because they couldn't get
The proper.
medical attention needed immediately.
Of course. I think now with the way they've got it going, you hopefully will, you know, get better.
Well, you know what I'd like to see, and I've mentioned this a number of times to veterans, is that, you know, Charlton or St. Anne's have a VA clinic.
Which is funny. You're right, because there's nothing. You have to go
I mean, you have to go to
Providence or Boston, Brockton.
or to New Bedford.
Exactly.
And we have two major hospitals here in the city of Fall River.
That
And you would think
don't-
one would have a VA clinic. The
Mhm.
VA is going to pay. It's not
Right.
as though its service is free,
Mhm.
but we have, as you know, a lot of older veterans
Sure.
that have to be put in a van and brought all the way to Providence. I
Right.
mean,
If you don't go to Providence, you got to, like you said, you have to go to Brockton VA.
it could be a half a day or more excursion because there's other veterans that have to be picked up, and they all have to wait until the last one is taken care of, then come
Right.
back. Whereas if they were, you know, something at St. Anne's or Charlton, I mean, it's all, you know, it's mostly routine stuff.
Yeah.
The blood work, you know,
Things that need to be done so they
hearing,
that,
you know,
eyesight. Yeah. Right. I mean,
flu shots.
maybe our politicians could. I mean,
You know, I've mentioned this many times, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I think it's a shame that we have a city of 88,000 people, and their surrounding area, which has many, many more thousands of people,
Right.
and a lot of veterans. So, you know, if they could go to because when I'm going up to Providence, I'm saying, oh man, this traffic.
Right.
And, if I could just go into a hospital in Fall
local
River.
hospital, they should be able to take care of all our veterans. I agree with that.
I mean,
Although-
blood work is simple.
Yeah, it is. It's not.
Why does anybody have to go to Providence for blood work? All they do is extract it and then
That's it.
off you go.
Right. We can bring that up.
Well, come back someday on a program. You and Len and maybe some other veterans, and we'll talk a whole half hour about that,
Well, I'd
about
love
this
to.
subject.
I would love to.
Yeah,
Talk. I would love to come back.
yeah.
And,
You come back and we'll talk about that
Sure.
and get something going.
okay. It'd be great. It'd be great to come back. Again, let's not forget about Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
We have a lot coming up.
Get the parade.
We got the parade. We got the monuments. We got the Oak Grove is a beautiful ceremony. The Durfee Kids, the band come down here and play while we raise the flag. Yeah, please come out here and support all our veterans.
Bicentennial always has something.
Bicentennial has something at 6 o'clock.
Now,
with,
when they disband now, because the
The
parade
way
gets breaks up along the city hall.
right.
Are there, if you know, are there any restaurants that are going to be offering a meal to a veteran?
There usually are some of the local restaurants that will give out the
Yeah.
discounts for the veterans for the day. Yes.
Yeah.
It should be. It usually will be in the paper in the Herald News. They'll put it up in the Herald News.
Because I think there was one down on. Well, there were a few.
Yeah, there's
You go in, you show your
show your
DD
military,
or your card,
yes.
and you get a free meal.
well, you get the card from Ray's office too. You get the identification card.
Okay.
So if any veteran that doesn't have an ID card can go get one. Right up on the fourth floor, and then you can go to like BJ's, Home Depot, and get like 5% or 10% off, whatever.
All right, that's good to remember. So there's a
Any
little discount
veterans.
involved.
Yes.
But you don't have to be active duty.
No.
So just that you have served.
Served your.
And stop, if you go to one of those places and it's a $100 bill, you might get $5 or $10 off, which
Right.
is it's a good savings.
It's good saving. It helps out a veteran that is doing something around the house.
Yeah.
But Fall River is second to none to the veterans. They do the city of Fall River does do a lot for the veterans of our city. Thank God that we have veterans agent like Ray Haig. He does an outstanding job. We have a lot of support from our mayors.
You get the Pine Street.
The Bristol Veterans on Pine Street, which that's a story in itself. That helps out a lot of the veterans that don't have stuff that need food, clothing. So if they need
Even
anything,
furniture, right? Sometimes?
furniture, if they have some furniture around, yes, they can go down there. They'll give you the furniture and whatever.
Okay. Victor,
Thank you, sir.
thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. It was a
I want to
pleasure.
have you come by again, and we'll talk about getting it established a VA clinic here in the city of Fall River.
We'd be honored to be honored here.
All right, so remember Memorial Day is coming up, Miller Monument, all the parades and activities. There's a possibility of stopping at a restaurant, getting a little bite to eat before you go home. So, thank you out there for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.